moving over to the game 2 that's being played as we're speaking right now, and it is between the 8th-seeded Miami Heat, who also gentlemen swept the Bucks, against the New York Knicks, who beat the Cavs, which we did not expect here, because I think we both went chalk, Bucks, Cavs. We were wrong. Anyhow, no Jimmy Butler as we're talking right now. I think it was like tied last I checked, but as of this moment, strong parentheses or quotations, whatever you want to add. Miami leads 1-0. So they've kind of already stolen a game in New York. What are your thoughts on this series and its outcome?
This one's an interesting one because I think these two teams can, when I talk about the Knicks, I always talk about like the way for them to win is to just make it ugly, make it dirty. It's not going to be the cleanest of games, but the Heat can really thrive in that too, which is, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a Knicks doubter, hater. I don't know, but I just think Miami's going to win. I think they're the better team. There was a lot of points in the game 1 where it looked like the Knicks were going to be in control, and then Jimmy Butler takes over. I don't feel like the Knicks have anybody that can match Jimmy Butler's level of excellence that we're going to see throughout the playoffs, because Jimmy's one of those few rare breeds that when it comes to the playoffs, he is just a completely different animal. In the regular season, he's going to be a relatively good player. He should make the All-Star game, but not everybody's going to give him his flowers. And then come playoff time, all of a sudden the guy's going to start dropping 40 a night, and it's just going to look crazy. At the same time, being an elite defender. So, I'm taking the Heat here. I think they win this game too. They're the lower seeded team, so this is on the road too, right? They're in Madison Square Garden, and so
Yeah.
I think if they steal these two away, I still think the Knicks are good to take maybe 1 or 2, so maybe Heat in 5 or 6. But ultimately, I think the Heat are just the better team. I would say maybe maybe Heat in 6, because I do think that Jimmy, he's not going to have a Superman game every night, and when he doesn't, maybe Randall can pop off, maybe Brunson can pop off and grab the Knicks a couple games. But yeah, ultimately, I think I'm going to take the Heat in 6 here.
Yeah, I'm with you in regards to I'm favoring the Heat. As right now, that 5-point lead. I'm going to say Heat in 5. I'm going to go Heat in 5, and even if they lose this game 2 or they drop one in Miami, I expect by game 4, it seems like they're playing it safe with Jimmy Butler, because there's, I don't know like if he was questionable or not, but it was up in the air. It was like kind of like almost a game time decision, I felt like, for his ankle, and he was able to finish game 1 on that ankle. I'm assuming once again they're just kind of rested up, get him ready for we've done our job, we stole game 1. Hey, if everyone else chips in and we win game 2, even better. But hey, at least we go back to Miami with home court advantage. And I expect, I don't expect him, like you said, to be dropping 40, 50 a night. But then again, I said that after he dropped 50 the first time. I was like, okay, surely it'll keep popping off. But that was also, but it'll be interesting if the Knicks, if he does continue to pop off, if the Knicks enact or enforce some double teams on him, because that was one of the things that the Bucks didn't do. I know we've talked about this, but Budenholzer, didn't really make any adjustments. That would be one great one, because, I mean, as great as Drew Holiday is a defender, I mean, sometimes, especially in this league, like sometimes the guy's just on it, and that series Jimmy was on it. So I'm hoping that the Knicks, for competitive reasons, once again, I don't have a dog in this race, but I'm hoping that the Knicks make it a series. But at the end of the day, yeah, I don't trust Julius Randle. We've seen him be inefficient at times. Same with R.J. Barrett, although we'll give Barrett credit. He was pretty good in that Cavs series, and I think he was, if I remember correctly, he had a pretty good game 1 against the Heat as well. So, hey, maybe we can keep carrying that momentum, but Brunson kind of struggled. I think as good as he's been, once again, in the playoffs, and like you mentioned the Knicks, they love these ugly type, grinded out type style, and you said it perfectly. The Heat, they love that too. That's what the Heat, I think, if I remember correctly, they've been in like some of the most, and I think they have the most like one or close games or something like that, like, or not one score, because that's in NBA it's different, but they've had a lot of close games this year, if I remember seeing that stat correctly, and they didn't win a lot of them or enough of them to be a higher seed, but yeah, I think they handled their business because they've just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but they just suddenly like they were a team that was struggling from three, going into shooting the three ball going into the playoffs. Now all of a sudden, like I don't know if it's just because of Jimmy but they've been shooting the ball way better in the playoffs as a team. Duncan Robinson is alive. Like I'm not saying he's what he was in the bubble, but he's contributing, which he wasn't really doing in the regular season or last postseason. And there seems to be they seem to have maybe found something in having Kyle Lowry come off the bench. So yeah, sorry. Long story short, Heat in 5. Hopefully, Jimmy's ankle gets good and better so that we can have a competitive conference finals.